Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Today, I am doing some work on the old Tacoma. Well, I should say the new Tacoma, new to me. Today, we're gonna be doing some cleanup on the truck, some mods, if you will. We're gonna try to get the bumper redone. The bumper's in pretty good shape. The powder coat is just starting to flake. So, I'm gonna get that ground down to metal, and then I'm gonna put a new primer on it, a couple coats of primer, a couple coats of new paint. This is all starting to flake off. Crazy. Just mounted that right there. Is that mounted to it? Alright. I gotta figure this out. Little bolt there. There. And back here. Ugh. Finally. Okay, I need to go find some PB blaster before we take that off. I'm gonna spray every bolt with this PB blaster here. Well, folks, day 2. As you can see, I did not get the bumper off. I was trying very hard to figure out where all the bolts were. So down here, we had 2 right there. We had 1 underneath. We had 2 here, and then same on the other side. It's still very windy today. And you can see this bracket here is and I got those off and it wasn't coming off, so I figured out that there's a bolt in there on both sides, so I had to take those off. And then this I haven't gotten off because there's a bolt under here that is, well, it's stripped. Emotional, damn it! Or something is wrong and it doesn't come out, so we gotta cut that off, pull the 2 bolts that are still holding it up off, and then that should be able to come right off. All right, hopefully this gets the job done. I got some sawing to do. The old Sawzall did the job, cut that bolt off. That thing is heavy. Finally, that took 6 hours. We got it. So basically what I had to do is, you guys see how this nut is welded onto this? See, that's welded onto that? So inside the frame, in there's a nut that holds that little round bracket on. And it was basically stripped off the weld and was just spinning, so I had to cut it off and then it came out. But now we can finally get to grinding. Okay, so I'm gonna be using these remover discs, paint and rust remover. Just grind all this down with the angle grinder and try to get majority of the paint off. This is actually powder coat, it's not paint. And just see if I can get it down to bare metal. If I can, I just do the whole thing and then put a new coat of primer on, and you can see that like all this is flaking. So I'm gonna get a knife and just try to get the flaky stuff off before I do. Yeah, like all this is flaking. All right. Okay. I burnt through the first disc and I got this much done. Pretty good amount, but I'm definitely gonna need to get more than just 4 of these. So it's messy too. All right, well, it's coming along. Just went through my second disc. Gonna kind of grind this area up a little bit more. All back here, pretty much done. I gotta kind of finish down here. Up here. So the face of it, the face of the bumper is pretty well done. I gotta do some more, you know, right here to get this little surface rust off like this. But it's coming along very nice, and it's super messy, as you can see. Alright, we got a majority of the top ground down, and it's looking really good. I still just got to kind of get in depth on the, you know, rusted areas. Worked a little on the side, and here looks really good. All this came off nice. I need to clean it like with some denatured alcohol or something, get it nice and clean before I put the fresh coat of paint on. So I'm just going to keep grinding. Cheers. All right, had to make a quick stop to Menards, get some more of those discs. I ran out. Pretty well done with it. We just got a little bit more grinding to do, and then we'll start the painting. All right, I'm done with the grinding. It's not perfect, but I got majority of it off. At least the stuff that's going to be showing and all the flaky stuff. I'm gonna put some denatured alcohol in it, get it nice and clean before I start the painting. Some denatured alcohol. So we're gonna hit it with primer first, and then we're gonna hit it with the black semi-gloss. All right, first coat of primer is done. You can see it's a little blotchy still. Is the camera smudged? So you can see there's some spots that are still not painted, and that's because I just wanted to do a nice light coat. So you can see I didn't really get all the way underneath it, but I'm just gonna let that dry and come back and do a second coat of primer on it. All right, time for a second coat. You guys can see that this is nice and dry now. We're gonna spray the second coat of primer on it, and it's looking pretty good even with the first coat, but I think I'm gonna do 2 or 3 more just to make sure there's a good layer on there. I just realized I started spraying the final coat. Good thing I only did to the back. Okay, where's the primer? I really just went to town on that bottle. Ugh. That was annoying. Okay. Primer. All right. Done with the primer. Well, folks, day 3 or 4, one of those. It's been hard. This has been a long process of waiting. It's been raining, then it was too windy to film. But the bumper's looking good. It's fully primed, done. You can see I may or may not have dropped it trying to get it up here, but it's ready for the final coat. So I actually had a polished semi-gloss that I was gonna spray on here, but then I decided to opt out of it because I felt like it was gonna look off with the bumper and the wheels. It would just kind of look too shiny. So I went back and traded in for a flat. So we're gonna be spraying the flat on there, and then do a couple coats of this, and then call it good, and we can mount it back up. All right, first coat is put on. It's still wet and it looks a little blotchy, but first coat's done. We're gonna wait a half hour and throw the next one on. All right, it's been drying for about an hour. You guys can still see there's some light spots where it's still drying. Here too. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that last coat on. I might even do 1 or 2 more. And then I'm gonna let it dry for a good 5 or 6 hours. All right, well, the bumper is done drying and it looks amazing. Looks very good. I like that it has a little bit of shine to it, but it's not too shiny. It still has a nice matte finish on it. So now we just got to throw it back on and yep. All right, well, finally done. The bumper is on and it looks amazing. Looks very good. I'm super happy with how it turned out. And it makes the truck, well, this isn't rusty, so it just looks better. And I got the tow hooks on, the license plate, and it looks very, very good. Eventually I'll do this back one too, but I'll save that for a different time. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna wrap it up for this episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you on the next adventure.